Hello, a warm welcome to part number 6 of the Bankroll challenge. I hope you guys are doing great. It's been a while since the last part. I have been super busy in the past couple of weeks. But we are back and I hope that I can upload videos on a weekly basis. As we get it in with pocket queens against pocket tens. Unfortunately, he made a set on the flop. We need backup here. That is good. The queen is good. We are playing 4 tables, 1 Juan ante, as usual. And this is a live session. As you might have already noticed, I think future videos of this are all going to be live sessions. Simply because it takes less time for me. And by doing so, I think uploading a video once a week is definitely possible. So against the guy straddling to 16, I think with king 10 we are just good enough. Even though he's pot committed, he got any 2 cards here, so I think this is a no-brainer jam. And we get it in against a6, which is fine. We need to hit a jack here, guys. Where is the jack? Alright, the 10 is good. Now a king, 10 and jack helps us. Nice. As usual, guys, let me know please in the comments down below if you have any questions regarding a hand, regarding how can I play on Natural8, how can I play on GG Poker. Join our Discord. It is completely for free at this stage, which will change in the future, by the way, so make sure you join the Discord as long as it stays free. And of course, if you have any feedback what I could improve, please let me know. Gonna flat jack 10 offsuit on the button. And on this board, I think the money is going all in on the flop. Okay, he checks. We are still going to bet this. And if we get check raised, we are obviously stacking off. Not the best turn, the 9 of hearts. But I think we are still going to jam. And we take it down. It seems like we have gotten a pretty crazy table. On the top left, a guy straddling every hand. Wow, that was a sick one. Quads against the nut flush. I think with the Jack-9 suited hand, I'm just going for 3 streets here. I think by the river we can make him fold a queen, eventually even by the turn, so... we got it in against King-Queen here, I didn't even notice. And we take it down. Very, very nice. On table number 2, we made a straight by the turn in a limped pot. River is not the best card. We are still going to value bet here, of course, to get an ace to pay us off. Also choosing a fairly large sizing, because there are a couple of bluffs that we want to bet here, like 9-10. Basically any 6 or 9x could be in our bluffing range. Seems like so far this session is going pretty well. I'm actually going to overbet the Queen 10. We made the nuts on the river. And there is a chance he will pay us off. Yeah. King Jack, I'm just gonna shove against the min raise. This guy has been raising a lot. And on table number 1, King Queen suited. This is a close one. I wanted to shove here myself. Now that this guy shoves, it's a really close one. I think we are going to make a tight fold since we have 3 more players sitting behind. The Jack-8 hand is interesting. We call the small raise pre-flop, we then call the small c-bet on the flop. Now on the turn we pick up a pair to go with our gut shot. I think for this price we just have to call one more. Obviously it's not a great spot, but I think the price was just too good. And on this river I'm just gonna jam. Unfortunately we get called. run into aces here. On table number 4, we suck out. We hit the 2-outer. But I don't think we could have avoided that. Basically, if you play this shallow, the money is just going to in regardless. And setups, of course, will happen. And you can't really avoid them. If you take a look here at the aces hand, of course we will never make him fold pocket aces here, but I think there is a decent chance that if this guy has a hand like yeah, let's say ace jack, ace queen, king queen, pocket queens, something like that, I think there is a very high chance of him folding by river, because there are not that many bluffs we can have actually. So we get it in here against the same guy with ace-jack against ace-9. This looks very promising to us. And we make the flush by the river. On table number 2, we got it in with ace-queen suited against ace-king. And I think we got lucky on the flop. Nine-10 suited, table number 1. This is a pretty close one. I'm just going to call here. This hand performs very, very good multi-way. And I'm not here to take some tight folds. And we win with pocket tens against ace-7. And it seems like we are losing with 9-10 against ace-jack. Yes. Alright, so the king-jack hand. This is very marginal. This guy has been open raising almost every hand so far. I'm not folding this to that guy, so... We could also jam here, but king-jack offsuit is not really performing great against any 2 cards. King-jack, I'm going to check raise here. We are too shallow for me to ever fold this. I almost clicked the run it twice button, guys. I almost did it. And we hit the jack. These all-ins are going pretty well so far. Queen 10 suited, I'm just gonna jam here, because against this 21 ante stack, we are happy to get it in with Queen 10 suited, given that there is so much dead money in the middle. And against these 2 guys, we should have enough fold equity. And this is brilliant. We are an equity favorite here actually, and we got an additional 6 antes dead money. What more can you ask for? I guess in heart. Unlucky. Very unlucky there. Did not hit the jackpot. Table number 1, we hit a double gut shot on the turn. I think this is a good hand to just raise. We block the straight. We can represent 9-7 easily. And of course this river, we are not stopping, we are betting. And I think the only sizing that makes sense is to jam here in order to make him fold an ace. He could potentially even have a hand like Queen Jack or, I don't know, King Queen with spades or something. So I think there are a lot of combinations he can fold here potentially. Table number 3, we got it in with ace queen against pocket nines. And he hits the 9 on the turn, very unlucky. And no sir, we don't suck, you actually suck for limp calling with pocket nines. Or I think he was actually min raise calling. Either way, yeah. I'm very surprised to see so many small raise sizes, like to 4 or 5 antes, or even less. If you face such a small raise, you have to call with almost all of your hands, given that the pot odds are just too good. Table number 4, we face an overbet on the turn. We have a flush draw. I think we have to call here, given that we have more implieds. Since we are able to hit the flush jackpot if we make a flush. Also we have a gut shot here, so it can't be too bad to call, even against an overbet. And on this river we are obviously check folding. Queen Jack suited on the button. We again face a raise that is less than pot size. I think this hand is good enough to defend. And since we hit top pair, we are going with our hand. The question is, should we just go all in or should we bet? I think I'm gonna go with a smaller bet size. Table number 3, we went for a very small turn bet, just in order to make him fold all his draws. I did not expect him to fold any full houses, and also by the river it is fairly unlikely he's going to fold a full house, so we are not bluffing the river there. We get another guy straddling on table number 1. And on table 3 we get it in with ace-jack suited against pocket kings. We need an ace here. We got 45% at least. There it is. And we get it in with ace-queen against king-jack. Good flop. Very good turn card. We need to dodge a king. There we go. Table number 2, we limp call a small raise with ace-7 suited, and we hit a dream flop. Looking to get it in here. Of course the button can have some 8-9 type hands, but we have top 2 pair. There is not much we can do beside raising, and I think I do want to go all in. Our hand is very, very vulnerable. There are not many good turn cards actually. Table number 3, we limped in the cutoff and then went for the bet on the flop, the bet on the turn with the flopped nuts basically, and a river. You could go for a check raise, but I think betting is slightly better. I definitely want to choose a big sizing here, since the button could have 2 pairs and straights that he might hero call. The king 10 offsuit hand is very, very close. Yeah, I'm just gonna lay this down. Pocket jacks, I think with this action, this guy raising under the gun and then the button shoving, we actually have to fold jacks here. Seems nitty, but I think it is the correct play. Of course, running into 2 ace kings would have been pretty great for us. But obviously you can't know that before you see the hands. Table number 2, 9-7, we limp called in the cutoff. Again, small ISO from the button, and we check raised all in with our 2 pair. Fairly standard. I'm very surprised to see him fold there. Gonna fold queen 9 suited here, given that we have 2 more players sitting behind who could both limp jam. If this was a heads-up scenario, then I would always call with Queen 9 suited, of course. Gonna limp jam with aces. If you guys have any questions regarding short deck in general, if you want to play on Natural 8 or GG Poker, if you have a question about this bankroll challenge, then feel free to join our Discord. You can find the link down below the video. It is completely for free at the moment still, but that will change in the future, so make sure you join as long as it is for free. Table number 2, we get it in with Queen Jack suited against Ace 10. This is actually a spot where we are slight equity favorite, I think. Not 100% sure about that. I think it's fairly close. Ace 9, I think this is good flop to raise, especially against the min bet. And the pocket kings, we are jamming here, of course. King 6, we decided to raise the turn with our gut shot and the flush draw. By that we did qualify for the flush jackpot in case this guy decided to call the turn. On table number 4 we raised the nut open ender, and at this point we are obviously calling. And we get it in with 53%. This is great. Very interesting jam from him. And we actually lose this hand. I think King 10 suited is good enough to jam against a small open raise. And also here we want to jam a bit wider in order to get deep with this Isildur guy, who showed that he is willing to get it in very light. So therefore we actually do want to push the variance a bit to get deep stacked relatively fast. Or at least have the chance to get deep stacked very fast. 3-way all in against 9-7 against Queen 9. Alright, that's a good flop. That's a very, very good turn. And that is a great river. Table number 3, we jam ace king against the cutoff and hijack open limps. Pretty standard, of course. And Isildur decides to straddle. Ace 9 is going to be close. I think I'm gonna make a tight fold. I think from the cutoff I do want to jam this hand because of the straddle dead money. Straddling in this game is just so sick because it bloats the pot quite a lot. I mean, there is already a lot of dead money in the middle because of the ante structure, and now when you put in even more dead money by straddling, you have to just limp so wide, you have to raise so much. Steals are going to be super profitable. They don't have to be successful too often. King Jack, table number 1, we make a very marginal jam. But even against top 2 pair, we still have 30% equity, so how bad can it be, you know? Pocket tens, I'm going to limp call, given that we are 140 and is deep effective against the button. And with this stack sizes, limp jamming pocket tens is not really an option. Flop goes check check. I think this turn I do want to check raise. The question is, what sizing should we choose here? I think we should choose a sizing that is on the smaller side, because if we raise all in here, I think there is a fairly high chance he will fold a hand like ace king or ace jack. And if we check raise small, I do think there is a big chance he still calls these hands. And this river, I think we are jamming for value, of course. We will run into aces or king jack from time to time, but as you can see, we also run into ace jack and take down a big pot. Very, very nice. His call on the river is questionable. I think he might be even better off folding the turn against our check raise. But we are not here to judge any players. Beside the crazy guys. The crazy guys we are allowed to judge. Seven, six suited, okay. So we have to stack off super light against this guy. Let's hope that he wins and stay deep. Ah, that's unlucky. Yeah, whatever. We're just going to straddle with this guy now. Let's give him some action. Yeah, I think we have to call given the odds. Yeah, let's just call here. 6-7 suited. He snapjacks the flop. We have no showdown value whatsoever. I think we can try to bluff this once and then give up on the turn. The queen 10 hand is interesting. He checked behind the flop, so the question is, does this guy check behind a jack? Yeah, there are not many bluffs he can have, given that we block the 10. So I'm gonna make a fold here. Pocket jacks, of course, we are shoving. And this time he got queen 8. Okay, that is a good flop. A very bad turn card, actually. But a good river. Ace jack against the cutoff. Easy 3-bet, of course. Get it in against ace 9. Nope, we don't want to run it twice. Table number 4, this guy is actually doing the good old no look all in. And we also take down the ace jack against ace 9 hand. Let's hope that this guy rebuys. He was giving some good action. Looks like this table broke. We have played 40 minutes now, so I think this is a good point to end the session, actually. Gonna play till I reach the button on each table. Table number 2, we make the nuts on the turn. We limp called a small raise. I maybe should have bet a bit smaller on the turn, since it's really hard to get value. Beside 8x, it's really hard to get value from other hands. Very curious to see what he has. Maybe ace 7 or ace 10. Pocket 9s actually, okay, so this is a reasonable hero calling hand. We can have a couple of bluffs here, like maybe 10-7, Jack 10, stuff like that, so I don't mind him calling there. So it looks like this was a very successful session. I will let you guys know in a second if we manage to bank a profit today or not. Alright guys, so it seems that we actually banked. Let me calculate this real quick. I'm really bad with brain math, or math in my brain. Alright, so we made a profit of around $60, which is, I think, roughly 8 buy-ins. So yeah, that's a very good result actually. Very happy. We obviously ran pretty hot, but I also think we played fairly good. Let me know if you have any questions, if you have any feedback. Give this video a thumbs up, please. Follow us on social media, follow us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, join the Discord, and see you guys next week. Good luck at the tables, and bye bye.